Can you really conquer social anxiety by just dedicating 5 minutes a day? Social anxiety is one of those things that can really hold you back, you know? It's like you want to go out, meet new people, have fun, but then this voice in your head is all, nope, don't do it. You'll mess up. And before you know it, you're stuck at home, feeling pretty isolated. But here's the thing, you're not alone. Loads of people deal with this stuff, and it's way more common than you might think. The good news is that there are ways to manage social anxiety, and it doesn't have to take over your life. One of the simplest and most effective ways to start tackling it is by dedicating just a few minutes each day to some basic techniques. You might be surprised at how much of a difference it can make. These techniques can help you feel more grounded and in control, even when you're in the midst of a social situation that would normally send your anxiety through the roof. And the best part, they don't take a lot of time. Just 5 minutes a day can lead to some pretty significant improvements over time. The key is consistency. Doing a little bit every day is way more effective than trying to do a lot all at once and then burning out. So if you're ready to start taking back control and facing social situations with a bit more confidence, then you're in the right place. I've developed a morning routine that really helps me get my anxiety under control, and breathing exercises are a big part of that. I wake up, and the first thing I do is take a few deep breaths. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's just about taking a moment to focus on your breath, feel your body relax a bit, and set an intention for the day. I like to do these breathing exercises outside, if I can, because being in nature has a way of calming me down even further. But if that's not possible, even just sitting on my couch and taking a few deep breaths can make a big difference. Incorporating these exercises into your daily routine can be super simple. You don't need to set aside a ton of time. Just a minute or two will do. And if you're someone who's always on the go, you can even do these breathing exercises while you're walking to work or school. The goal is to find moments throughout the day where you can pause, breathe, and reset. It's amazing how much more manageable social situations can feel when you're coming from a place of calm. Before I head out into a social situation, I like to take a minute to visualize how I want things to go. I imagine myself feeling confident and relaxed, and I think about how I want to interact with the people I'm going to see. I find a quiet spot, close my eyes, and just picture myself handling everything with ease. It's not about visualizing some fantasy version of events. It's more about preparing myself for the reality of the situation. This visualization technique really helps me feel more prepared and less anxious. And it's not just about the big stuff. I use it for everyday interactions too, like ordering coffee or chatting with a friend. The more you practice visualization, the more natural it becomes, and the more it can help you stay calm and focused in social situations. Positive affirmations are another tool that can be super helpful when you're dealing with social anxiety. I like to write down a list of affirmations and post them somewhere I'll see them every day. Mine are pretty simple. Things like, I am capable and competent, or I can handle whatever comes my way. The goal is to find phrases that really speak to you and help you feel more confident. I try to say my affirmations out loud with conviction and really feel the words sinking in. It's not always easy, but it can make a big difference in how you feel about yourself and your abilities. The more you practice using positive affirmations, the more you'll start to believe them, and that's when the real change happens. Let's say you're at the coffee shop and you need to order. That's a pretty low-stakes situation, but for someone with social anxiety, it can still feel pretty daunting. So I want to walk you through how I handle it. I take a deep breath, remind myself that it's okay to make mistakes, and then I just order. I try to focus on the person I'm talking to, make eye contact, and speak clearly. And you know what? It usually goes just fine. Before I started working on my anxiety, that kind of interaction would have totally stressed me out. But now I feel way more comfortable. And it's not just about ordering coffee. These techniques can help with all kinds of social situations. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become, and the less anxious you'll feel in these kinds of situations. I want to talk to someone who's also dealt with social anxiety and see if they have any tips to share. Hey, Alex, thanks for joining me today. Alex. Hey, no problem. For me, one of the biggest things that's helped is just being kind to myself when I'm feeling anxious. I remind myself that it's okay to feel this way and that I'm not alone. That's such a great point, Alex. Being kind to yourself and acknowledging your feelings can make a big difference, Dot. It's also helpful to have people in your life who understand what you're going through. Just talking to someone who gets it can be super reassuring. When you're feeling anxious in the moment, it can be hard to know what to do. That's why I want to share a quick mindfulness exercise that can help you ground yourself, Dot. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 exercise. You start by noticing 5 things you can see around you, then 4 things you can touch or feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This exercise can help you focus on the present moment and distract you from your anxiety. It's not a cure-all, but it can be a useful tool to have in your toolkit. The more you practice this exercise, the easier it becomes, and the more it can help you stay calm in anxious moments. Reflecting on my day, I'd say it's been pretty good. There were a few moments where I felt a bit anxious, but I was able to use some of these techniques to calm down. The biggest struggle for me was probably this morning, when I was feeling a bit overwhelmed, but taking a few deep breaths and reminding myself of my affirmations really helped Dot. It's not always easy, and some days are definitely harder than others. But the more I practice, the more I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. If you're struggling with social anxiety, I want to encourage you to keep at it. It might feel like it's not making a difference at first, but trust me, it is Dot. So let's recap some of the techniques we've covered today. We've talked about breathing exercises, visualization, positive affirmations, and mindfulness. Each of these techniques can help you feel more confident and in control in social situations. The key is to find what works for you and stick with it. Don't be too hard on yourself if you have a bad day. Just keep moving forward. If you're consistent, I promise you'll start to see improvements over time. And when you do, be sure to share your experiences with others, because that's how we can all support each other and learn from each other. If you've got your own experiences with social anxiety, I'd love to hear about them. What techniques have worked for you? What are some things you're still struggling with? Also, if there are other topics you'd like me to cover in future videos, let me know. I'm always looking for new ideas and perspectives. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on mental health and wellness.